Exclusive. Ubisoft is developing a new battle royale heavily inspired by Apex Legends. Okay, let's see. From Tom Henderson over on Insider Gaming, the one and only. Insider Gaming has learned that Ubisoft is currently developing a new battle royale game that's heavily inspired by Apex Legends. The game, which is currently under the project name Scout, is so heavily inspired by Respawn Entertainment's highly successful Apex Legends that it was once used as the thumbnail for the project. It's understood that the game has been in development for at least a couple of years and will feature very similar characters to Apex Legends, including a spin on Pathfinder, Wraith, Lifeline, and other characters from the game. One source said on the project, I think the goal is to capitalize on the player count of Apex dropping and them, Ubisoft higher-ups, thinking there's room in the market for another hero battle royale. Interestingly enough, the project seems to go against Ubisoft's own internal research team, who recently asked the question as to, quote, what's next after battle royale, while citing the decline in players across various battle royale games, including Apex Legends. EA itself has also admitted that Apex Legends is no longer doing what it needs to do or financially for the company, while with CEO Andrew Wilson saying that the game will have a quote-unquote major update dubbed Apex Legends 2.0 in the future. As for whether EA can reinvigorate the franchise remains to be seen, but in Ubisoft's eyes at least, there's still room in the market for an Apex Legends style battle royale. This isn't Ubisoft's first time in the battle royale market either. In 2020, they launched Hyperscape, pulling the plug on the project around 18 months after release. Internally, Ubisoft has canceled around a dozen battle royales for one reason or another in various stages of development since then. They canceled a dozen? People ask, how do you have 20,000 employees at a company like Ubisoft and basically have a few like franchises that actually are profitable with Assassin's Creed, Rainbow, and Far Cry fairly profitable? How do you do that? It's because they develop a dozen battle royales that never see the light of day. And again, in 2020, they launched Hyperscape. And then after 18 months, so mid 2021, late 2021, they canceled it. And then he says that they've canceled around a dozen since then. So in 3.5, 4 years, they've canceled a dozen projects that were all battle royales. Like it really is this thing where they're just like, hey, we'll just work on a bajillion games and then hopefully one of them sticks. It's amazing, dude. But this is why Tencent, coming in and cleaning house, I think will be crucial, because no company should be wasting this much money and this many resources. This represents hundreds of millions of dollars down the drain for nothing. As for Ubisoft itself, the future is still uncertain with the announcement of a new subsidiary, blah, blah, blah. The stock fell to a 12-year low amid company uncertainty, fell a lot more harshly versus its competitors during the market crash. Yeah. I mean, it's just, so at the outset, I like Apex. Haven't liked it actively in a while. I haven't played it actively in a while because server issues, hackers, they really seem to have just given up on it. it seems, and they're just working on 2.0, and so they haven't put a lot of effort into it, which is a bummer because I really like Apex. I really enjoyed it when I was playing it really actively. I used to just grind out arena matches. I loved that, and that was my bread and butter. But I just fell off of it. So if it's really good and it's way better than Apex, but it's similar to Apex, I'm in for that because I like that. I like Apex, and I would like more like Apex, but it has to be as good or better. If it's just mediocre, but just a knockoff version of Apex, that doesn't work. That don't work. So we'll see. Tencent does the same thing, make a bunch of games from the same genre and let them kill each other. Yeah, the thing with Tencent is that they have a much better track record at actually making money on the projects. Ubisoft doesn't. Like, Ubisoft will occasionally have a smash hit with like a Valhalla or something, but then they have 35 games that flop and lose money. And it just doesn't really work the same way. When Tencent has a hit, they are like these gacha games that print money and make billions of dollars. When Ubisoft has a hit, it's like a Valhalla and it makes $1 billion. So it's just tricky because I think Ubisoft wants to be that Tencent, but their successes are nowhere near as high a peak as Tencent's are. And that just keeps them from ever, getting quite on that level. But this is wild. And the fact that this is the last one standing after they've canceled, I mean, maybe they have more, but they've canceled a dozen of these in the last few years alone. And this one is still up and running. That's pretty wild. And Tom says, Combo replied, XDefiant died for this. And Tom says, some people who worked on XD are working on this. So kinda, I guess. XDefiant kinda did. Is this Ubisoft's 10th attempt at Battle Royale? 14th or 15th, I think. 14th or 15th. And they've released one. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Why do they think that this one's going to magically click with everybody? And the Battle Royale like genre has also been basically just slowly floundering. It's been the whole discussion for the last few months. Like even when I was at Bungie, all of the discussion was what is next? What's after Battle Royale? What's the next big thing? And all these streamers and Bungie devs are like, oh, it's extraction shooters. That's the next big thing. That's why we're working on this. So they're very, very confident. Ubisoft, I guess, is betting that Battle Royales will make a comeback. And if they can provide something similar to Apex, that it'll click. But that also seems like a stretch. They clearly need to make an Assassin's Creed Battle Royale. I think that there is a market for more inventive or wacky ideas in the multiplayer space. I just think it's like when you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it's like, oh, this is basically Apex, but not. That's just a hard sell. Concord failed because everybody just whittled it down to it's Overwatch, but not like knock off Overwatch. That was just the whole thing. Whereas I think with this, it's going to be the same thing. It's Apex, but not. And I just don't know how you get to the point where you have spent all of this time and money on doing like a dozen different live service, like Battle Royale games. And then you're like, yeah, well, this one that's basically just Apex, that'll do. That's crazy to me. Like that's what we're doing.